You know, a lot of times we can see real-world situations where volume becomes a critical quantity in trying to understand what we see. Let's take a look at this example. So we have an aquarium that's built as a rectangular prism. And what our job is to estimate the volume of the water that's in this aquarium in gallons. And if we know that the density of water is about 8.33 pounds per gallon, what we want to do is estimate the weight of the water in pounds. And we're actually given a little conversion between how to get from feet cubed, that kind of volume, to gallons. Anyway, here's the picture that I want us to look at. So here is the aquarium that you can see is a rectangular prism, and I want us to just estimate the volume of it. You can see the water level looks like it's almost coming up to the very top, and so let's just assume that the water level is right there. So what's the volume? Well, the volume is pretty straightforward because it's going to be length times width times height. So it's going to be 100 times 50 times 6. So the volume is going to be equal to 100 times 50 times 6. Okay, and that's, the units here are feet cubed. Now, you can actually multiply all that out, and you would see 30,000 feet cubed. Now, we want to convert that to gallons, so how do I do that? Well, I know that we have the conversion of 1 gallon is to 0.134 feet cubed. And so all I've got to do is take this answer and divide by 0.134 feet cubed. And you can see if I just did that, imagine actually just putting that right there, you'd see that, in fact, even the units work out because the feet cubes would sort of go away, and I'd be left with gallons. And so I'd see how many gallons I have. So if we just take that answer and divide by 0.34 feet cubed, what we'd see here is that this is the same thing as 223,881, this is approximate, by the way, these are all estimates, of course, gallons. Okay, so now we've got gallons. This is good. Now, what I want, though, is the actual weight. So I use the fact that I know that we have this ratio, 8.33 pounds per 1 gallon. So imagine if I put that there, then the gallons would cancel, and I'd be just left with pounds, which is what I want. I want to know how much this thing's going to weigh. And so what is that? Well, if I now just multiply this by 8.33, wow, 1,864,929 pounds. That is an awful lot of weight. And it's interesting to realize that you're saying, gee, you know what? I mean, this aquarium doesn't look that big. It's 100 feet by 50 feet. It is 6 feet tall. That is sort of tall. But still, when you fill that with water, there's an awful lot of weight. Nearly 2 million pounds of weight. Pretty impressive. And the volume formulas allow us to figure out precisely what kind of weight we're talking about. Heavy going.